All right. Likutei Halacha Silcha Bircot Hashachar Halacha Gimel. We are holding by Seif Lamed Aleph. You're welcome to take cups and use them. Spilling on the. That's water, probably, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. וזה בחינת יעקב שהיה רואה בהמות. This is the inner meaning, the secret behind the fact that Yaakov Avinu was a shepherd of cattle, בשביל לברר נשמת זיווגו, in order to sift out and extricate the neshama of his zivug. And it is said in the book of Hosea, "V'yavod Yisrael be'isha," and Israel worked, for a woman. And it is said in Bereshit, "Evodcha sheva shanim," I will serve you I will work for you 7 years. Berachel bitcha aktana.
Want a cup? I didn't see any cups.
Above the big sink, the cups. Evodcha sheva shanim berachel bitcha aktana. I will work for you 7 years in your daughter, in Rachel, your small daughter. Ki ikar chizat ha'avdut, the main stronghold of slavery, shehu zohamat hanachash, which is the contamination, the spiritual contamination of the snake, nechaz ba'isha biyoter. It grabs hold of the woman more. Ki nachash etil zohama bechama, for the snake has put, has contaminated Chava Dafka, because the whole exchange was with her. על כן, במחים בבוקר, שלא עשני עבד ושלא עשני אישה. You make two brachas that didn't make me a slave, and make me a woman. Why? כי זוהמת העבדות, because the contamination of slavery is closer to the woman more. ושם צריכים ברור יסר. Over there, you need much greater degree of cleansing, of purification. That's why it was decreed on the woman, and he will, he will rule over you. This is, a semblance and essence of slavery. That she has to do for her husband all the malachas that an Eved is supposed to do for his master. כן, יעקב, that's the reason why יעקב נחמד שהיה צריך להעמיד 12 שבטי קהל, because he had to give birth. Because he had to establish 12 tribes. מיטה שלמה, a perfect bed, על כן הוכרח להפיל לעצמו לעבדות. He had to drop himself and descend to slavery. ולהיות רואה בהמות אצל לבן, and to be a shepherd, to shepherd animals, cattle, by Lavan. Right? We have already learned the principle quite a few times that the constriction can only be sweetened and undone in its source. So if what he needs to do is he needs to really undo the source of slavery, in other words, to cure the disease, not the symptom, he has to go all the way down into where the disease is. He has to become a slave, כביכול. ועל כן אמר, "עבדך 7 שנים ברחל בתך הקטנה." I will work for you. In other words, בחינת עבד, for you 7 years, for Rachel, your small daughter. כדי העבדות שלו בקדושה גדולה, through his slavery, in tremendous קדושה, יזכה לברר הטוב מהרע. He'll be able to sift the good from the bad. ולהכניע זוהמת העבדות, and to defeat the filth and contamination of slavery. ויברר רוח האדם מרוח הבהמה, and he will sift the spirit of man from the mixture with the spirit of animal. By the fact that he would be a shepherd by him. לברר מלבן הארמי, to ascertain from Lavan, נשמת זיווגו, the neshama of his zivug, which is nishmas Rachel, there's neshama of Rachel, כדי להעמיד שבטך, in order to establish the tribes of Hashem. ומחמד שידע שלבן הוא רמאי גדול, and since he knew that Lavan is a big bluffer, is a con man, והוא נחז ביותר מבחינת ערכי התמורות. Lavan is very, very strongly tied with the chamber of exchanges. שמשם עיקר הרמאות של כל הרמאים. That's where the cheating of all the cheaters, it comes from that, שחשודים להחליף, that's suspected to exchange. והקל כפל יעקב תנאו. That's why Yaakov Avinu doubled his condition. עבדך 7 שנים, I will serve you 7 years. בהירתך בך הקטנה. רחל, your small daughter, כמו שפירש רש"י. רש"י says שדקדק כמו כל כך, כדי שלא יחליף לו לאה ברחל, that he was really particular. ברחל, don't call another girl Rachel, Bircot, your daughter, don't take another Rachel who is the neighbor's girl, הקטנה, the small daughter, don't change Leah's name to, and Rashi said, בכל זאת רימה, and still he cheated him. In other words, he was trying to be, dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's. Nothing happens. וכל זה חשש יעקב, and all this, why Yaakov was so worried about, כי ידע שעדיין לא נסתק עם חטא אדם הראשון, ושם החזת החלי התבורות, because he knew that the sin of Adam Arishon, which is the source of the chamber of exchanges, was not rectified yet. שזה גורם שנשמת האבות והאימהות, that causes the neshama of the patriarchs and the matriarchs will be mixed between such reshaim, which is like Lavan and וידע and Terach and Lavan, וידע שלבן הוא רמאי ביותר. Lavan is like the biggest cheater is. If you remember, we said that the more advanced the purification process, the sifting process, the better is the good and the worse is the bad, right? Like we say, when you eat, that's like we would give the muscle of the wheat in the fields, the sifting process, becomes higher and higher until in the body itself, the good becomes life and the bad is refuse. So Avraham Avinu, he came from Terach, and then Rivka had to be, together by Nachor, and by Yaakov Avinu, both girls were the girls of Lavan. So, as bad as Nachor was, the big shaygitz is Lavan. He's the Terach is Terach. What can you do? His son is Avraham Avinu, and that's it. And, both his children is Sarah and Avraham Avinu from different mothers, and all the neshamas had to go through from there. But when it comes to Yitzchak and it comes to Yaakov, they have to go to the Rishon to get the daughters from there. Get their daughters from there. So Nachor is bad enough. He wanted to kill Eliezer. They put poison in his food. You have to understand, people don't realize what Mesiras Nefesh Eliezer had. During the war of the Malachim, when the Zohar says that Avraham Avinu, he threw the sand, he was together with Eliezer. the Seven Foshim said that was the first nuclear explosion on Earth. That was the explosion, or what they call a dirty bomb, whatever it is. It was that I don't know, but this is I don't know that I'm trying to. But he, the muscle that the Medrash used, that he took sand and he threw, and the sand became arrows, which means that it's a muscle way to say that sand became lethal. I mean, so it's not clear exactly what was going on there, if it was radioactive or whatever it is that went on there. But the point is that they were both wanted criminals for genocide, Avram and Eliezer. But after the whole Ma'aseh with the Malachim, throughout that area of Haran, they had posters with a picture of Eliezer, wanted dead or alive, preferably dead, so. Or Chaim says, or Chaim HaKadosh says that when Lavan Arami heard from his sister that the slave of Avraham Avinu, came for her, he ran to him. The Medrash says that he wanted to kill him. He wanted to kill him. That's the most wanted. Saddam Hussein, wanted arch criminal, mass murderer, I don't know, reward or not reward. I mean, it's so. The Ohr Chaim says that what Eliezer did when he saw Lavan Arami running to him. So he said the name, a name Kodesh of practical Kabbalah, and he floated up in the air. And what happened was that not only he floated up in the air, his camel also. He says that they were hovering over the there was a big bear, there was a big. So the camels floated in the air, and he was floating above them, on top in the air. Floater came and said, immediately saw him. He said, immediately he changed his tune. He's not going to stop, but somebody can do that, So I said, Baruch Hashem, come, the blessing of God. I cleared the house, go ahead, Faddal, come in, we love you, come in. Look at the pasuk, look at that. What does the pasuk says? That when Lavan comes out, do you remember the pasuk? You think the time that the Ohr Chaim is saying, this Bobbelais has this. Let me show you what the pasuk says. All right. Okay. Just a minute. Just a minute. Okay. All right. Just a minute, please. Read Pasuk Lamed. This is when Lavan sees the bracelets on the hands of his sister. And when he heard the words of Rivka, his sister, to say, this is what the men told me. And he came to the man.
והנה עומד
והנה עומד
על הגמלים,
above the camels,
על העין.
above the well. So the lashon of the Chumash is actually saying that, but usually the way we read it is like he's saying next to. He's saying next to the camels. Next to says no. The way he says, عומד על הגמלים, על העין. He said above the camels, above. The Orach HaKodesh says it's literally what the Chumash says. And that's not enough. So they poison his food. Nachal poisons his food. First of all, when he comes that Nachal wants to talk, and Lavan jumps in, he says, okay, no problem. Then he gives the food. Give over the food. They poison the food, and the Malach switches the food, and Nachal eats it and dies. The Shlomo was, but Lavan was a big mamzer. So he says because he knew that he's the most suspicious. He's suspect to switch. That's the reason why, he doubled his Tnai and everything else. At the end, it didn't work. Because the cheating of Lavan was so strong, that's the chamber of exchanges, until he cheated Yaakov and he switched Leah with Rochel. This exchange caused the strife between the Shvatim. That's the thing that caused ultimately the splitting of the kingdom of Yehuda and the selling of Yosef. Why? Says Rochel Tchilo, because if he would have married Rochel first, Yosef would have been born first. He would mamish be a bechor. His brothers wouldn't be so jealous of him. Because everybody would see his greatness and his truth. But because of the exchange, they made this mistake and they thought that he's not an ish emes, he's not a man of truth. But and they became jealous of him. That his father loves him and brings him closer more than anybody else. If it would have been the registered, firstborn, the recognized firstborn, the prince, no problem, of course, the king, he takes his firstborn, he's the one he grooms him to take over. But over here, they thought he was, he was just, a sycophant, he was just, flattering his father, whatever it is. The goal machlokes kol kach, and he's created such a strife, they sold him to be a slave. They took the prince and they sold him for a slave. That caused that Am Yisrael went down to Mitzrayim. And this ultimately caused the splitting of the Malchus, the kingdom of the house of David as it is now. This is the thing that ultimately caused the destruction of the temple. The exile, this is what Lavan, the Aramite, caused with that particular switch. Rochel, is the thermos over here? It's over there. It's over here.
It's a different...
it's a different one.
Sorry.
Okay. The switch, that's the chamber of exchanges.
The Stanley Steel
This
Yeah,
is
Chamber of Exchanges.
honey lemon.
Oh, you need lemon.
Honey lemon.
Honey lemon.
It's not the
Okay.
same.
Okay, it's not the same. It's not the same. V'aklal, and the general principle is, shekol hatzor shel Yisrael, all the trouble of Israel, they stem from this switch of the chamber of exchanges, which is the switch of the prince and the slave. That is the essence of all the switches and all the changes there is in every generation until Mashiach Tzidkenu, V'zat Hashem will come and will sift and ascertain everything, and each one will come on his own place in peace. Amen. And now we'll come back to the Inyan of Hanukkah, Seif Lamed Beis 32. Kol zeu b'chinas Hanukkah. All this is the essence of Hanukkah. You know something? Maybe we will stop right here, and Zat Hashem will continue that Inyan tomorrow. Before, it's still running? Good. Still running? Good. But I want to touch a certain nekuda about Yaakov Avinu and Lavan Naomi. You know, you can learn all this thing and you can come up with this idea of like, every time, again and again and again, we fall asleep on the switches. When will we finally, be out of it? Truth is that, there is a big mila, there's a big advantage to the fact that Yaakov Avinu had to fall to a B'chinas Avdos in order to take out all the Nitzotzot Kedusha. You can see that Avraham Avinu became wealthy only after Sarah was taken to the house of Paro. And you can see that Yitzchak became wealthy only after Rivka was taken to the house of Avimelech, which is the malchus that goes down to the exile. All this, when Yaakov Avinu comes to Eretz Yisrael back from his sojourn in Haran by Lavan, he goes away with his staff. That's it. That's all he has. He has nothing. Because Eliphaz took everything else, right? Because Esau sent Eliphaz to kill him. So he caught him at the border, and he says, what are we going to do? Went to kill him, but Eliphaz, studied Torah, but Yitzchak. He still ended up, like a typical Hollywood star with the way that he behaved. But still he says, what can I do? My father told me to kill you. What do I do? The children of Esau was very strong in Yehuda. So were his children, it took the paradigm of their father. So Gavira told him, listen, take everything I own. The principle is ani chashuv kamet. That somebody who was a pauper, he's considered like he's dead. Doesn't count for anything. So he took everything he owned. It says, when Yaakov Avinu comes back, he says, now I became two. In other words, Yaakov Avinu now is a multi-millionaire. When he comes back. So it's so funny. He comes to Israel and he sends angels to Esau, right? And what does he tell him? Im Lavan Garti, I lived by Lavan, Va'echel Adato. I lived with this in Lavan Garti, and I was, and I lived up, and I was late until now. Va'ili shor v'chamor, and I have a donkey and an ox. So Rashi explains whatever he says. Lavan Garti, I lived with Lavan. The Tarek mitzvahs shamarti, and I kept, Tarek mitzvahs. Why does Esav care about that? What was the make? And then it becomes even more curious. It says, "Va'eli shor v'chamo." You know, my father gave me a blessing. You know, Yitzchak gave me. He took the blessings. He says, "Mital hashamayim u'mishamnei haaretz," from the dew of the heavens, and from the oils of from the richness of the earth. And he said, I have a shor chamo. This is not from Tal Hashemayim, it's from Shamnei Haaretz. It's not the fruit of the land. It's so don't be jealous of me, Rashi says, because the bracha of our father was not
taking place.
You know, it did not happen. It happened. That's not from the bracha. Excuse me. He's sending a gift. You know how when millionaire shares gifts, you know what they share. He's giving him a yacht. He's giving it this guy. He is basically filling the horizon with his gifts to Esau. So what? You wanna get out on a technicality? It's not the dew of the heaven, it's over the earth. It's just a donkey and a horse. La 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 la. Gotcha. What are you talking about? You're a multi-millionaire. How you possibly shouldn't get jealous and upset? But the answer is with the Hashachar, of course. You know, as the Rebbe says, Ulai nachon. You know, when a person works for a liar, somebody, so there is corporate culture. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Tone of the company.
there's the tone of the company. That's the way we do business. You know, when the person who runs the company is ruthless, you know, the people around underneath they adapt. The Rebbe says in Sefer Amidas, when a person is a liar, his servants are also liars, and vice versa. When the servants are liars, the owner becomes a liar. It becomes a corporate culture. That's the way everybody is. Because this is the klal of avdus. That's the klal of being an eved, of being a slave. That you become underneath him. Whatever he is, you are too. That's the klal of avdus. That's why, you know, people that work for other people, they can make nice parnasa, but then, you know, they don't become magnates and tycoons. But Yaakov Avinu did not fall to this trap. If you remember the exchange between Lavan and Yaakov, what is the final blowout? You know, the face-off of the OK Corral between Yaakov Avinu and Lavan Arami. Yaakov Avinu says, "I worked for you for 20 years, you know, and
Switch my wages.
you switched, but before," he says, you know, I shepherded your flocks, you know, with total yashrus. You know, you didn't have to ever ask from me. I never brought to you a slaughtered lamb and says, what can I do? The wolves ate it. No such thing. I was awake by day, I was awake by night, I was all the time, I was there, took care of you to the nth degree. And you, when you switched, because through the honesty, Yaakov Avinu put himself into slavery, into bondage, kaviyachol, working for Lavan Arami. But while he was there, in Lavan Galti, while I was working for Lavan, Tariag mitzvahs shamarti, I was totally honest. If you work for somebody who is totally crooked, and you remain totally honest, is b'derech hateva, you're not subordinate to him. You're really an independent guy. You're self-employed, you know. You become rich, and it's not even a miracle. You become rich b'derech hateva, because all their shares flocks to the kedusha. You're being totally honest. You don't succumb. You retain your own mazel. Your mazel is not subordinate to your employer's mazel, because he's a liar. Even though you're employed by him, while he's a liar, you are an honest. You're a tzaddik. So you will become very, very rich. That's what Yaakov is telling Lavan. You know why I'm so rich? You don't have to. The brachas of our father did not come true. I'm so rich. You know why? Because I lived with Lavan, the liar, and I taryag mitzvot shamalti, because I'm totally honest. This, even Esav was a smart man. Even Esav understands that. That's right. This is the Chateva. This is normal. You know that Reichman, not the one that just passed away, his father, Oliver Shalom, that's the first wealthy Reichman. How did he become so rich? Where did it take place? It took place, he got rich in Morocco during the Second World War. Morocco was the land that like, the land of intrigue was Morocco, especially in the town of Casablanca. In Casablanca, everybody was there. The Allies were there, the French were there, the Nazis were there, everybody was there, but it was neutral, very much like Portugal was. It was neutral, everybody was really intrigued, and there's all kinds of movies, about Casablanca and this and that with spies, and Kitzur, Casablanca was the jungle. Everybody, had his head in everybody else's pocket. Everybody was spies and smugglers and killers, hired killers for hire. Everybody was there. There was one honest man in Casablanca that people could trust his word and could trust, with their money. It was Rahman. Everybody was a liar, and he was the only one, if he gave you his word, that's it.
Among the mafia kings, he was...
Everybody trusted him. Everybody put their money by him because they knew by him you can. Everybody else will stab you in the back as soon as look at you. The fortune, the original Rahman fortune, was made there. Yes. Same thing happened with Rothschild. The original Rothschild. How to become such a multi-billionaire? He was wealthy before, but what happened was that the king of Prussia came to him, and when Napoleon conquered Prussia, and because he was known as the honest banker, and he put all the treasures of the kingdom by him, and he ran away. Napoleon took over, and then when Napoleon was defeated, the Kaiser came back, and he came to Rothschild, Mayor Ansel Rothschild. He came to him, and he said, "I understand, that you probably had to give up all the money because Napoleon knew who had the money." So Napoleon came to him, and he took everything from him. So Rothschild, because it was known, Napoleon took all the money. So Rothschild took him to a vault, and within the vault was another vault in the ground. And he opened it up and he showed it to him. All the money of the Kaiser was there, intact. So which money did Napoleon take? He took my money. Rothschild gave Napoleon his own wealth instead of. He says that's the king's wealth. A normal person would say, "That's mine." What do you mean? I don't know. You take the king's. That's mine. He gave up his own money in order to safeguard because the King of Prussia trusted him. Trust, Rothschild. Yeah. So, which comes to tell you that if there is an employer who is a fopper and a liar, and also doesn't tell the truth all the time. Yes? Yes? And you deal with him honestly, next time we need a law will come to you. It's a shame to be continued tomorrow. Press el botones.